Wildlife Safari, a great place in Oregon to go and see big game without having to spend your life savings. But there's a trend growing in the Northwest to buy your own exotic pet. Try a lion or a zebra. It's not as hard to find these animals as you first might think. Yet, is owning an exotic pet such a great idea? To find out, I visited with Sharon Harmon, Executive Director of the Oregon Humane Society. Sharon, what's your standpoint with the Humane Society about people that keep exotic pets in Oregon?
We don't believe exotic pets belong in neighborhoods and in private homes. These aren't pets, these are wild animals. And while they may be tame, they're not domesticated, and they don't make good pets.
For someone that wants a leopard, someone wants to go out on the internet, buy a leopard, which apparently is quite achievable, and keep it, how difficult is it for that person to go through the process and own the leopard legally?
The State Department of Agriculture regulates big cats, and depending on what size of cat and what category, they have very specific requirements for it. But what those requirements don't speak to is the behavioral needs, the social needs, the physical needs of the animal. The regulations were designed for human safety.
After my own experience of raising cheetahs in Africa, it was hard to disagree with Sharon. Zoos having exotic animals is one thing, but believe me, keeping your own leopard is quite another. I went to Salem to talk to the state veterinarian, and I really wanted to find out how hard it was to get an exotic pet license. What is the process for someone in Oregon that wants to get and be licensed to own an exotic pet?
There's a permitting system through the Department of Agriculture in which they make application before they have the animal. We send one of our field veterinarians to inspect the facility. And the reason for that is to ensure that the public safety and the safety and welfare of the animal are addressed before the animal is there. There are 52 permits out at this point.
And what sort of animals would that cover?
We have one Class 1 feline permit, which is a leopard.
To find out what type of person would own a leopard was curiously on my mind. So I traveled to the coastal mountains and found Sandy Page. What I found at her facility really surprised me.
We started out actually looking at a cat to purchase. We purchased an African serval, and we were told that she was a pet, a house pet.
A house pet?
Yes, you could keep this cat in your house.
And what happened?
She grew up, became aggressive, chased our child. Definitely not a house cat. Now she's out here and she's recovered and she's happy to be outside.
Soon, word got out that she was keeping an exotic cat. Facing the same situation as Sandy, other exotic pet owners started coming to her for help.
As people find out that you might have the facility to take in something else, we ended up with a cougar. She's not a mean cat, but something of that size could hurt you.
Many gave their pets to Sandy to take care of, and over the past few years, she's been given a leopard, a bobcat, 2 camels, 2 zebras, a binturong, 3 lemurs, and 3 quaramundis.
The intent is to be able to take in the things that other people can't. You know, things, I would never take something out of the wild.
Right.
That would never be the intention, but something that is born in captivity and can never be released.
It seems like a very complicated situation because you're trying to do what you can for the animals that would otherwise be put down, frankly.
Right. You know, when they're kittens, everybody wants them.
And according to Sandy, this naivety leads these owners on a path to disaster. What advice would Sandy give to someone who was considering the purchase of an exotic cat?
I would like them to have their eyes wide open because you can buy anything you want, but can you maintain it?
Sharon Harmon from the Humane Society would agree.
Do your research. Understand what it takes to care for these pets. Talk to the people who have been there, done that. The reality is these animals aren't going to live long. They're not pets. They're wild animals. Someone's going to get hurt and someone's going to die.